So you're thinking about upgrading to a bigger, more powerful solar inverter, but your system is still running at 24 volts. Well, you might be pushing your cables, your batteries, and frankly, your safety right to the edge without even knowing it. Okay, let's get right into this.
That's the critical question we're going to answer today. And this isn't just about getting a little more efficiency out of your setup. It's about understanding the hidden risks in your system and knowing the exact point where an upgrade stops being a choice and becomes an absolute necessity.
Most of the advice out there on this topic, it kind of stays on the surface, doesn't it? It touches on the basics, but it so often misses the most critical reasons why this decision is so incredibly important, especially when we start talking about safety. I'm sure you've heard all this before, right? Oh, 48 volts is just more efficient. You can use smaller, cheaper wires. It's the standard for bigger systems. And look, all of that is true, but it's not the whole story, not by a long shot. It's the why behind all of these statements that really truly matters. So here's the thing. The real conversation we need to have isn't actually about voltage at all. The true problem, the source of the heat, the stress, and the potential for a catastrophic failure, it all boils down to one thing: current. Every single solar system is governed by this simple, undeniable rule of physics. Think of it this way. If you need a certain amount of power to run your house and your system's voltage is low, then the current has to go up to make up the difference. It just has to. And that, my friends, is where the trouble begins. Let's make this totally real. Take a common 3,000-watt inverter. On a 24-volt system, to get those 3,000 watts, your batteries and cables have to deliver a massive 125 amps of current. That is a ton of electrical flow. But now, check this out. When we double the voltage to 48 volts, that number gets sliced exactly in half, down to just 62.5 amps. And this is the whole key right here. By simply doubling the system voltage, we're asking the entire system to do the exact same amount of work, but with literally half the electrical strain. This one change has absolutely massive implications for both the safety and performance of your setup. This is where we go beyond just talking about efficiency and get into the real-world dangers of high current. This isn't just about losing a few watts here and there. It's about what that current is silently doing to every part of your system. And this formula right here, this illustrates the core danger perfectly. The amount of heat being generated in your wires isn't a straight line. It's not proportional to the current. It's proportional to the current squared. That tiny little 2 in the formula makes all the difference in the world. Now really think about that for a second. Going from our 48-volt system to our 24-volt system didn't just double the current. It quadrupled the amount of waste heat being generated in the exact same wire. 4 times the heat. This is precisely why high-powered 24-volt systems can be a ticking time bomb. And all that heat, it creates this nasty cascade of problems. Your cables start to overheat, which is a serious fire risk. You get a massive voltage drop, which can cause your expensive inverter to just give up and shut down unexpectedly. Your batteries are put under immense stress, which kills their lifespan and causes their protection system, the BMS, to triple the time. All of these are just symptoms of one root cause: way too much current.
So, how do you know if your system is at risk? Okay, let's walk through a simple 4-step check you can do right now to see if you're living in the danger zone.
First up, your inverter. If it's rated for over 2,500 watts, you are firmly in 48-volt territory. Second, your cables. Go and feel them when the system is working hard. Are they really long? Are they getting even slightly warm to the touch? That is a critical warning sign. Third, your batteries. Are they draining way too fast, getting hot, or is the BMS constantly shutting things down? And finally, think about your future plans. If you're going to add more panels or bigger appliances down the road, upgrading to 48 volts now is going to save you a world of heart later. Now, after all of that, I want to be really clear about something. This isn't about scaring everyone into an upgrade. A 48-volt system is not some universal solution, and for a lot of people, 24 volts is perfectly okay. So if your system is smaller, let's say under 2,000 watts, and you've got nice short, thick cable runs between all your components, and you're just running lighter loads like lights, fans, and electronics, then a 24-volt system can be a really safe, reliable, and cost-effective choice. The whole key is to match the voltage to the job. Okay, so let's bring all this together and look at the complete safety picture. Because whether you decide to stay at 24 volts or you make the jump to 48, you have to understand the specific risks that come with each one. The real danger with pushing a 24-volt system too hard is that the problems are often totally invisible. Cables can overheat deep inside their insulation where you can't feel it. That constant heating and cooling day after day can cause your critical connections to loosen up over time. And these issues, they don't cause a small problem. They build up silently until one day the system fails, and it fails suddenly and catastrophically.
But moving to 48 volts is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. While the current is lower, the higher voltage means there's way more energy in an arc flash, which is incredibly dangerous. This means you absolutely must use properly rated fuses and breakers designed for DC systems. You have to double and triple check all your connections to make sure they're rock solid and, of course, never ever work on live circuits. Safety always comes first. Ultimately, the choice between 24 and 48 volts isn't just a number on a spec sheet. For any kind of high-power system, it's the fundamental difference between a system that is merely efficient on paper and one that is truly safe and reliable for years to come. It really is the difference between efficiency and failure.